Hello and welcome. You're watching BQ Prime. Auto companies are coming out with their sales data for October today, and it seems like another good month for the industry since there has been highest ever monthly records for a lot of companies. Joining us is Shashank Srivastava, the Senior Executive Officer of Sales and Marketing at Maruti Suzuki. I want to start first with the your industry projections. Do you think now that we are halfway past the financial year, do you think there are any changes in your projections as to what will we do at the end of the financial year?
Well, there is no real change in the projection. We continue with the initial projection, which is some figure between 41 lakhs to 41.5 lakhs. That's the range which we had said at the beginning of the year, and that means about 5.5 to 6.5% increase over the previous year. We maintain that. As of now, of course, the industry is past the midway. It's actually 1 month beyond the midway, which is April to October. April to October, the sale in the industry roughly 24.65 lakh against 22.73 lakh of last year. That's a growth of 8.4%. But as the base effect kicks in now, for QH2, then I would expect this percentage to drop to around 6.5% from the current 8.4%.
Okay. And what are the festival sales looking like? I assume there are 15 days remaining. You must have some kind of outlook as to what the sales are looking like till now, and what is the outlook for the next 15 days?
Yeah, so it's like this. The festive season, as you know, is celebrated with different intensity in different parts of our country. Starting with the Onam season, which starts on the 17th of August, and the festive season is defined in the auto industry is 17th August till the Bhai Dooj period. And the Bhai Dooj this time, which is 2 days after Diwali, is on the 15th of November. So 17th August to 15th November, it's expected that the sales in the industry should cross the 1 million mark, somewhere between 10 to 11 lakh. The same figure last year was about 8.67 lakh. So the expected growth number is roughly around in that range of 17 to 19%.
And what about Maruti itself?
Our numbers will be similar, actually expected to be a little higher than this.
Okay. And I wanted to ask about the current inventory levels in your channel and also in the industry channel. What is it looking like right now?
So it's roughly around 30 days of stock at the moment, but at these elevated volume levels, it translates into about 336,000 stock in the industry, up from about 331,000 that we saw at the beginning of October. So the stock level is high in terms of value and volume, but in terms of number of days, it's still manageable. But of course, it's a little skewed. Some models having higher inventory, some models having a lower inventory. But overall, 30 days. Much will depend, of course, on how the retail moves in the first 2 weeks of November, because that's a peak period for sale in many of the states, especially in the northern and central parts of the country. And then expectedly, the inventory level will come down. However, if it does not go as per the expectation, then maybe if the inventory levels remain elevated, you might see an effect of lower wholesale numbers in the balance November and December, because generally speaking, the channel does not carry or does not want or does not like to carry the calendar year, the registration year of 2023 into 2024.
And what would you say is the comfortable level of inventory after you exit this festive period? Would you be able to put a number?
Yeah, so generally speaking, industry, the thumb rule is 21 days of stock plus the transit time. That is generally very comfortable from both consumer point of view as also from the dealer holding of inventory point of view. So we are a little bit above that. However, 30 days is not very unusual. But what is unusual this time is, as I said, because of the elevated volume levels, 30 days inventory is still quite high. So this type of level of inventory was last seen in terms of absolute volumes in 5 years back, in the period September, October of 2018. So that's a 5 year earlier. And also, I remember because of various issues, including COVID and the disruption in supply chain, and also the semiconductor issues, the inventory levels in the channels have been very, very suppressed in these last 3-4 years. So it's like going back to that normal levels or slightly more than normal levels that we saw 5 years back.
Coming to your own sales, you are near that 2 lakh mark for the first time ever. And
Yes.
and assuming that you have been performing well and reporting highest ever monthly volumes for the past few months,
Yeah.
do you think that this is the peak that Maruti could have achieved in this financial year? And when will we see the company doing this monthly run rate if we ever do in future?
Yeah, so if you look at the 2 lakh number that you were referring to, of course, these are wholesale number,
Yeah.
taking into account the domestic and the export supply together. So these type of numbers, if you just extrapolate it over 12 months, comes to around 2.4 million, which is like we have not yet crossed the 2 million figure. The last year we came very close to it. So hopefully we would like to cross that figure this year. Yeah, this type of rate is a little unusual, I would say. But we would obviously hope that we continue to score at this run rate. But I'm not sure whether it's practically possible. It all
Okay.
depends on how things move from now onwards, especially the first 2 weeks of retail in this month.
All right. Till past few months, in the minion compact segment, there was a sharp decline, but that decline has moderated in this month. So this is a 3% decline now. Would you say that it is completely because of the festival season, or there are other reasons that are working behind it?
So there are a couple of reasons, of course. One is, if you remember last year, around this period, we introduced the Alto K10, and Alto 800 sort of was being phased away. So the base effect of so far that numbers that you have seen takes into account these two overlaps: the phasing out of Alto 800 last year and the phasing in of Alto K10. So these numbers comparison with last year may not be very indicative. However, as a trend, yes, there seems to be some stability coming in, especially if you look at the longer term period of about 4 or 5 years, when because of different reasons, affordability factor came down in this segment and you saw a decline in the absolute numbers. But hopefully, given the demographics of our country, given the fact that we are a growing economy, given the fact that we have 45 to 47% first time buyers, it will not be surprising to see not only a stability in this segment, but possibly a bounce back going forward.
All right. That was my last question to you. Thank you so much for speaking to BK Prime.
Thank you. Thank you, Vinay. Bye-bye.
Bye.